How's that?
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad that you're all here so we can learn about actually putting that perfect kitchen together. Okay? So we're going to really focus on grafting the kitchen and putting our modular mates in a way that they really will be the way they're supposed to be in your kitchen cupboards. Okay, so it's good to see everybody here, and I will get started. I'll show you the charts that we're going to be using a little bit later. But in order to really put your kitchen together, you have to know what sizes you're going to use. Now, let's see if I can share this with you. Here we go. Alrighty, now I'm going here. Wait, I don't want to share that, do I? No, maybe I did. I want to share this. Oh, come on. Wait. I want the Adobe. That's what I want. Okay. Now, I'm sharing that with you right now. Yeah, no.
Remember, you got to open it before.
Okay, so I just opened it.
Oh, you got to
unshare and share again.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
All right, share.
And share again. Share again.
Okay, sharing again. There.
That's why I said Tupperware instead of sing. Whoop, whoop.
Okay, so you know that there are 4 shapes, correct? We've got our rectangles, our super ovals, and our squares. But sometimes we have 5. And because I'm doing my kitchen, we're going to use that 5th size. And it comes out on occasion, and we're very happy about that. So you want to keep your eye out if you think that that special size is one that you'll use in your kitchen. And there are 5 heights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll see those as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's the first thing that I think we all know. That's really the basics of what our modular mates are about. Okay, so this, of course, is your oval 4. No, it's not. It's your oval 2, but it's your super oval that is the same as your rectangle. So these are the length or the depth of your average cupboard, right? So when it sits this way, it's going to go from the wall to the door, okay? And then, of course, our other ones are our square and our regular oval and, okay, what I call the half rec. And this is a 2. So you don't have this right now, but one day you might. So
I have those. I love those.
I do. I love them. So what we're going to do today is, in my kitchen, I've cleared out a shelf. Can you see that well? Do I need to make me full size, or am I full size to you? Okay. So we're going
to make Stephanie full size, if she's not already, you can click on the top right-hand corner of your device and click speaker view, and it will make Stephanie large and the rest of us small.
Oh, okay. Maybe I want to do that so I can see what I'm doing.
Good idea. Are you on a step stool?
Of course I am.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know.
Oh, okay. So now here's what we have. So this is my baking center. It's actually these 2 shelves, but we're going to start with this shelf. The first thing you have to do is know how high you can go and how deep you can go. I mean, how wide you can go. So you can take a measuring tape, and we've talked about this before. You can use a measuring tape, but a measuring tape misses some of the things that you need to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my square and measure that way. So I'm going to start right here up against the wall. So that is 2, because in your graphs, you're going to see squares. So each square would be an oval, and 2 squares would be a square or a rectangle. Okay? So I'm measuring with my square. So this would be 2. I'm just going to put my finger right there. 4, 6. Now, I have this, and you'll want to ask your hostess, because they might not want you to go on behind this, but I'm okay with it. So I'm going to add that, and I'll have 8 across. Okay, can you see that? So we've got 8 across, and this is a square 2. So if I add another 1, that's going to be 3, and that's going to be just perfect for this shelf right here. All righty? So, any questions on that so far, how we measured it? By actually using the modular mates. Because one of the things, you've got this, the edge of this, and you've got the edge of this. So when you put in a rectangle, you need to make sure it's going to fit behind there. So you can't see that with just the measuring tape. So you want to actually use your modular so that you know. All right. So we know we can go 3 high, and we know we can go 8 units across. So because I'm doing my baking set, okay, let's see if you can see my chart. This is my blank chart. Can you see that? So you see the squares? Each square is 1 unit. So it would be an oval. 2 squares would be a square. Okay, so how high we're going to go? We're going to go 3 squares high, and we're going to go 8 squares across. So I'm going to do that really quickly so we can see what our shelf will look like. Those of you who made it to Fall Fest or Ellen's, then you can download these graphs in, where are these graphs, Ellen?
I'm attaching them as files now.
Yay, thank you. Hello, dear.
Hi, Harold.
Harold's home.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Okay. So I thought I would use a highlighter, see if that, you can see that pretty good. Okay, you can see that pretty good. Okay. Let me do this again. All right. So this is where we begin with the empty shelf. And that is the size of the shelf. And that's what we're going to put in. Okay. So we're going to start right there. Then the next thing we're going to do is, what am I going to put on this shelf? Now, the other thing that you have are our center charts. Now, these are used, here's my baking. It gives you the basic things. So you've got baking mix, baking powder, baking soda, sugar, brown sugar, cornmeal, cornstarch, baking soda, all of that. So you've got a list, and then it goes across based on what container is going to work the best. So these are ovals. These are super ovals, ovals, rectangles, and squares. So what I did was highlighted, because in here, are the quantities that you usually keep on hand. So what I did was highlight the quantities that I have and the size container that I would prefer. Some people like to pour, some people like to scoop. If you're pouring, then the oval or the oval with a pour-all seal is perfect. If you like to scoop, then you'll want a square or a rectangle. And you can have your scoops right there. So what I did, I've got my baking powder in an oval 1, and my baking soda, because I use it for more than just baking, it's actually in an oval 3. That's gonna work better for me because I'll keep close to 2 pounds, even though I buy the big old Costco size. I'll keep that much in my kitchen, the others down with my laundry. And then whenever I need it for cleaning, I have it on hand. Brown sugar, here comes one of the little special ones because I only use a half. So I use the mini rec for 2 pounds of brown sugar. And that's what works for me. Then I've got my cornmeal, 5 pounds of yellow cornmeal. My white cornmeal is in an oval because I usually pour that, but we're not talking about that on this show. So we got the yellow cornmeal and in a square 3. And I've got my cornstarch in an oval 1, my flour, my wheat flour is in a rec 2, and that'll hold 5 pounds. I do have to tell you, for my baking needs, I generally buy in bulk. I go to Sprouts and I get what I need. So I have spelt flour, I have all-purpose flour, I have flaxseed flour. So I have all these smaller containers. So wheat flour I use the most of, and so that's why I have 5 pounds of that always ready. And then I use some white granulated sugar, but mostly I use raw sugar. So my raw sugar, again, is in one of those halves, 2 pounds in that mini rec 2. So you can figure out what sizes that you keep on hand, and each one of these centers has their own page. So you can print these out. This is the beverage, and this is pasta, beans, and rice. So you can figure out how much you keep on hand, the same as with your customer. They can do their little tally, how much they keep on hand. And then you also want to have a little extra room because, well, I'm one of those people, first in, first out. So then I have a little bit left and I'll pour that out and then I'll add the rest. And then I'll put that on top. That's just me, don't worry about it. But so if you have a little space, then you'll want to do that as well. So we've already figured out what we want. Now comes the fun part. How are you going to fit it into this space? So what are you going to put on top of each other? Can you put something in front of another one? How are you going to do that? So your major tool, can you see that? Is your eraser. You might need a big one. Do your graph in pencil, always, because you can always change your mind. And it's like, oh, this oval will look better over here, or it'll stack nicer over here. So you take your pencil, you're looking at what containers you're going to use, and then you graphed it out. So let me move these over here. So the biggest thing I have is my wheat flour in a rectangle too. So I'm probably going to put it over here. Now I can go 3 high, so I have another rectangle. I have my raw sugar. No, I don't. I have my granulated sugar in a rec 1. So this is how this is gonna look. I'm going 3 high and across. Here we go. So I've got a rec 1. I'm going to write down, this is for my granulated sugar. And I've got a rec 2 for my wheat flour. Okay, let's see. Okay, how's that? So that's our first. We're the closest to the cupboard. And by the way, this chart gives us the opportunity to put exactly where it is. I'm working on the second shelf on the left and the cupboard space over the counter. So, and I'm working on my baking center. So there. So when you're doing this for your customer and they see this chart, they know exactly where you're putting this stuff. Okay? So, how is that? Can you actually see that? Anybody? Tell me. Yes? Okay. Thank you. All right. So we've got that. Then I've got my halves, and they can go back to back. They're only 2 high. So, but they're the same width as my square. Oh, you can't see that. They're the same width as my square when you turn it this way and the rec. So I'm going to use 2 squares in my graph, okay? But I'm only going 2 high. So there. But because they're going to be back to back, I'm going to split this. I'm going to split this space. So this is a mini rec 2. And I've got my brown sugar in one and my raw sugar in the other. So brown sugar and raw sugar. Okay. And these are minis. Okay. So, okay, so see how I split that? So they are back to back. All right, so that's my sign for that. So now, what do I still have to do? I need my, my 3, my cornmeal is in a square 3. So let's take that square. And because my shelf is deeper than a square, I can put my 2 ones, my cornstarch, and my baking powder in front of it. So this is a square 3 for cornmeal and an oval 1. Oh, wait, move everybody. For baking powder. And an oval 1 for cornstarch. Cornstarch. Okay, so we're almost to the edge here. Okay, so now this little scribble line means that there's something in front of it. Okay, so I've got this square 3 that's going to take all of this space. but I can turn my ovals sideways and put those right in front, and they'll be on top of each other. Okay? All right. So it looks like I've got everything except, oh, baking soda. Baking soda is in an oval 3. Now I'm going to, just to make sure that I have this space here, let me do this. Okay. So you're going to need to remind yourself that you've got that space right there. You got that divider there. So you got to add that to your graph so that you know that it's there. All righty. So then I'm just going to put my oval 3 right here. And this oval 3 is my baking soda. All right. So here I still have some space over here that's actually going over into the next cupboard. So if my customer doesn't want me to go behind that space, I've still got plenty of room to add that to that. So this is your basic graph. So how hard was that? Any questions? No questions? Okay, I like it. So all you have to do now is get your containers, what you need, and I've done that ahead of time. Oh no, I haven't done that ahead of time. So this is your tally sheet. And I actually have that. I should be showing you that. Maybe I'll share. Let's see. Wait, I want to open it first and then share, correct? Okay, I'll do that. No. No. Hi there. Talk among yourselves. That's a great idea. All right, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Tally sheet.
She's too funny.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so now it's up. Here you are, right here. Now I want to share. I want to share this. Okay, there. Ta-da! This is your planning tally sheet. Now you notice that you have each one and you've got both sides, but here's what I like to do. I like to put the item number and the price right there. So I put that at the very top. And so you've got all your ovals, all your squares, the second page, all of your super ovals and your rectangles. So that's all there. And so when you're putting this together to make your purchase, then you know exactly what you need. I need one oval 3. I need a rec 1. I need a rec 1 because that's my granulated sugar. I need a rec 2 for my wheat flour. And then I'm just going to draw a line down here. I need mini rec 2. for my brown sugar and raw sugar. Okay, not using super ovals today, but I have my square 3, has my cornmeal in it. And my oval 1, baking powder, baking cornstarch. Okay. And an oval 3 has my baking soda. Okay, I think I got everything. Okay, so stop sharing. There. Okay, so here on my chart, I've scribbled in what I need, how many I need, and then I can do the math and add up how much money I'm spending.
Pull it back away a little bit.
Okay. How's
Or
that?
stop sharing so that we can see. You already are stop sharing. Okay.
Okay. So, can you see that? Is that better? No.
Little closer.
A little closer. Okay. There. Better? It's backwards. Is it backwards?
For you, but it's fine for us. But maybe you could take a picture.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, take a picture with your phone and then
And then send it to you. Okay.
yeah, please.
I can do that. And then you'll see
Yes,
that.
send it to me and then I can upload it on here.
Oh, perfect. I need a
Because while
phone
you've
to do
been
that.
talking, Stephanie, I've been adding every little chart and graph and explanation and before and after pictures that all of us have taken over the years.
That's perfect. Thank you,
Yeah.
Ellen.
You are so welcome.
Okay.
Where do we get them, Ellen?
No chat.
Open up the chat.
I can't on my phone.
Oh, I'll upload them also to the new emergence or send them on an email. Since you guys are special and you're here today, I will send them on an email.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay.
It's so cool to be able to go and do your first one in your own home.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Because then you can really play with it and make changes. Okay. How about that? All righty. So I'm going to show this to you and then I will. All righty.
Are you sending out an email?
Email is best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Email is best. So then you'll be able to see that. Okay. This is the tally. Oh, I want to send you both of them. Okay, well, I'm sending you this one. I'll send you the other side, okay? Okay. So you're going to get 2 emails from me.
Okay.
So for those on the call, what did you think was the hardest part of doing your custom kitchen?
I think deciding what to start on, where to start,
What to what?
what to start on, what shelf or,
Mm-hmm.
Where to start?
where to start.
Yes. So probably where you want to start is what gives you the most trouble. How many bags and boxes do you have? How many times have you brought home flour that already had bugs in it? And incidentally, those bugs most of the time are just little baby eggs in the store, so you don't see them. So if they're just in your bag in your cupboard, they hatch, they grow up, and they fly out, or they crawl around, and you're just like, what happened? But it's not you, it was already there. So if you have concerns, and your biggest concern will be when it's not a holiday and you can get 5 pounds of flour for 79 cents. They want it off their shelves. So just be aware. And then what you do is you take your flour with the eggs that you don't know, you can't see, put them in your Modular Mate and put it in the freezer. Let it freeze overnight. Those cutesy little eggs will never hatch. And you'll never know if you ever had them in there or not. But if you feel like you're getting a little extra protein every time you bake a cake, yay, you're okay. So, but whatever you're buying, if you're buying lots of different pasta, or like I mentioned, I buy lots of different flours. I buy lots of different rice. I have jasmine rice. I have Abruzzo rice and brown rice and long grain rice. So I have all of those. So the things you want to get out of the bags first, that's what you do. And you create your system, each center, like we just talked about. Let me do this. I got to talking. Okay. So, all right. So you look at your centers, like we talked about here, and then figure out how much you keep on hand. If your baking center is your major center, then that's what you want to do. If your pasta, beans, and rice is what you mainly keep on hand, or you've got too many little twist ties and bags and things falling over, then that's what you want to do. And you figure out what sizes you have, just like I did here. And then you'll have several different choices. So say 5 pounds of flour, you've got 2, 3 choices. Do you want to put them in a square, a rectangle, or a super oval? And so that's how you decide how you're going to arrange your cupboard. Are you just going to be pouring it? Are you going to be scooping it? You want to be able to put your measuring cup right in there. Speaking of measuring cups, another thing that I do is that I keep 1 cup measuring cups in my containers. The scoops that you have, the scoops, you know the scoops.
The Tiny Treasures?
Yeah, your Tiny Treasure scoops holds 1/2 cup when you fill it up. But I start with a full cup. So my cups stay in my flour. And I have a lot of 1 cups. How many times do we get a new color and we just have to? We have to buy that new color. It's only there for a limited time. So then it goes in my cabinets, in my cupboards, in my Modular Mates. So that comes in handy as well. Now, let's see, we talked about the different centers. The beverage center is interesting because this center, you can help, not a commercial kitchen, but like the church kitchen or the break room, because they don't have a lot of food, but they have coffee, tea, sugar, all of those things. You can help them get their break room organized with the beverage center. So that is a great opportunity for you to help somebody else. If there's a church kitchen that does a full pantry, or they have a little bit of everything in there, they need Modular Mates, because that stuff is going to get old and they end up throwing it away. So when you offer them the chance to really have their stuff stay fresh as long as they have it, church kitchens, daycare centers, they've always got stuff because they're preparing meals for the kids. So another opportunity that you can help them to get their cupboards organized and save money, because it's not going to go bad. It's going to stay nice and fresh. So once you start with yours and do your graft, then you have all your food and you're all set to go. You fill up your modulars and then you look at your graft and you say, oh, okay. I am putting my granulated sugar right here. I'm putting my wheat flour right here. Then I'm going to take my mini Rex and put my brown sugar sideways here. And right in front of it, just like my graph said, I'm going to put my raw sugar, which I need more of because I can see it and I can put it on my list when I go to Costco. So I'm all set. Incidentally, speaking of Costco, when you buy those large quantities, that's when you buy your big Rex so they can stay, in my case, my shelves in the basement. So I have my full amount, but this is what comes in and out of my kitchen. I don't want to be pulling down a rectangle 4 when I need a half a cup of sugar. So these are the containers that I use. Now the next thing I have on my graph is my yellow cornmeal. It goes, well, I gotta take this out to put this in. It goes here. Okay, I can put that back. And then in front of it, I have my baking powder and my cornstarch. And I'm going behind, I guess I have to keep this out. I'm going behind my divider. But I am okay with that. Your customer may not be, but I'm okay with it. And then last but not least, my Oval 3 has my baking soda with a pour spout because I pour more than I scoop my baking soda. So there. So there it is, just like my graph said it should be, and I'm all set. So I have my baking center all ready to go, and I figured out how I was going to do it and what I was going to use the most of and how easy it was to get it in and out. So, and this is 3 high and I've got about a ½ inch left. So that means it's easy to grab. You don't have to be juggling or hold something that way. So, in a nutshell, that is custom kitchen planning. Do you think you can do your own?
Awesome. I have a question, or I have a request actually. So can you show us how the spice container, the spice carousels turn even though they're square?
Oh, yes. I love my spice carousels. As you can see, I have 2. They need about maybe an inch between the 2 of them, so I can actually have 2. They really don't take up a lot of space, but my goodness, my spices are right here because this is the counter that I prepare my food with. So that's why all my baking goods, everything is right here because this is where I prepare. My bowls are here. You saw me pull open my, well, maybe you didn't, but let's see. Okay, my measuring cups, my measuring spoons, little gadgets are here. You cannot see my bowls, but all my mixing bowls are down here. So they're all right here, all my spices, and I can prepare my meal right here. Then take it to the stove, take it to the sink, take it to the dishwasher. I'm all set because I'm all right here. So 2 spice shakers, these are all completely filled, and then I got a couple of extra ones over there. But they're over here, and the reason they're over here, not only because this is where I'm working, but over the stove is where the steam and the heat is going to take away the flavor that you have these spices in. And again, I buy in bulk, which makes these amazing because I can have the stuff that I don't use all the time, but it's going to stay fresh and the flavor is going to stay there. And you see my baking soda is over there. But if you have your baking soda in that cute little yellow box, and it's sitting next to that cute little jar of garlic powder, it's going to do what baking soda does. It's going to absorb your garlic powder. So when you make your chocolate chip cookies and they don't taste quite right, it's the garlic that's in your baking soda. So another reason to put them in a good airtight container so that each flavor of each spice and herb is going to stay where it belongs. So thank you for mentioning that. So any other questions? Are we good?
Orlinda had her hand up for something.
A question, Orlinda?
You're on mute, sweetie.
Okay, let me see.
That was at the beginning, I'm sorry. But she explained a lot during the presentation. I've never seen an actual kitchen done like that. And I have two ladies that asked me to organize their kitchen and I'm like freaking out.
Do yours first.
Okay.
Orlinda,
Well, I
do
got all
yours
the
first.
container. So.
Have one of us over. We'll help you, but do yours first, and then that way you get comfortable.
Yes.
All right.
And then you'll see with the charts, you'll see the choices that they have for the sizes before you start your graph. Because when you know the sizes that they want, then when you have your space, then you know how you need to divide up each thing, and you want to keep your centers together so that you have this space. And like really my baking are the top two shelves, but on the top shelf there are things that I don't use as often. So like I rarely use white flour, and I use my wheat germ when I really need it, and like I said, my white cornmeal for special dishes. So when you put it together, as all of these are together, I know all my baking goods are here. And even if I wasn't doing, I'll just let you know, even if I wasn't doing this training, I would still need my little step stool. It stays in my kitchen all the time. So the step stool was not just for you.
That's so cute. I'm going to share. Let's see here. Where is it at? Pictures. Windows. Well, maybe I'm going to share.
That sharing thing, that's an art, I think. Yeah,
Isn't it? Yeah, I just learned that. So that's pretty cool. Well, I have to pull it up first. I thought I pulled them all up. They're right here. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So now I can share. Okay.
Okay, yay.
I had to open it first and then click the share button. There we go.
Okay.
Or not. Yes. No. Okay. So I'm gonna send these on an email. This was one of my first big kitchens that I did. And so it was a pantry and cupboards. And she had a family of 6, and it was just huge. It was very overwhelming for me. But once I got done with that, I'll tell you what, it was very comfortable. And I don't know, Stephanie, if you offer free custom kitchen planning?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And when I do that, we basically measure the shelves and we fill out her centers and what she wants to do and what sizes. That's what we do. So usually about an hour and a half tops. And you know, when she's emptying one of those shelves, don't be surprised if there's 4 boxes of brown sugar in there, because
Yep.
they keep buying a new one, but they don't throw away the old one. I don't understand. But that's what happens.
Because they don't know where it is.
Yes. Yes. So that's what you do. You have them clear one shelf, or if their shelves are really varied in size, You'll want to measure those and then create your empty graft. And then you take her chart and you go home and you put it together. Give yourself at least 3 days to a week. And then you come back, you have the tally. Yep, the tally that we did. So this is how much it's gonna cost. So when you come back, you have the tally and you have the graft. And she's gonna look at that and be so amazed. And then she's gonna look at this and she goes, oh, really? Yes, this is how much your whole kitchen is gonna cost because I've tallied it and I've added it all up. So that's what it's gonna cost. And you can highlight, these are the things that are gonna go in your baking center. Highlight those in one color. This is what's gonna be in your snack center and highlight that. So when they say, well, I really want my baking center done, then you can go through and know very quickly how much your baking center is gonna cost. And if they're not gonna do the whole thing, just remind them that this is a personal service that I'm offering, and I'm so glad you decided to get your entire kitchen done. Let's set a date for your next order. And please be sure to give me a call if you want to place your order before that. So you and I will work together to complete this kitchen. So what you're telling her is, don't go to Susie's party and order your modular mates there. This is between us. So
Yeah, because you have spent your time. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And when it does take days, and when they see your work on your graphs and all of that, a good customer will appreciate that. But if they say, well, I had to go to Susie's party and I had to buy something, so I just bought all my snack center already. Okay, that's what can you say? What can you say? But if you put it out there from the beginning that this is a labor of love, I'm so happy that you're getting your cupboards done and I can't wait till we finish it together, little things like that, so that they will come back to you. And like I said, if they're not, sometimes it's once a month, sometimes it's every 2 weeks, but they can decide what they're going to order next if they're not going to order it all together. And then they have everything, and if they freak out, then you can say, I will be happy to come back and help you fill this out. So fill it all in. Yes.
I offer free installation if they buy it all at once.
Oh, that's a great idea, because that's when they get overwhelmed. My favorite kitchen was this woman's husband was a chef. And in his commercial kitchen, everything was where it was supposed to be. And he would come home and it would drive him crazy. And he'd be trying to put stuff here and put stuff there. And then she would use it and put it somewhere else. And it just made him crazy. What she did for him as a gift was have the kitchen done. We organized her kitchen. I came back. He was out of town. We planned it that way. So the order came to me when he was out of town. I brought it all over. I made the labels, everything, and we completely installed her kitchen cupboards. And she had a big old red bow going across the space. And it was adorable. But that was one happy man, I'll tell you. And one happy Tupperware consultant, because she bought it all at once.
But think about it, you know, if you're not able to date a party, get good at custom kitchen planning, and then you offer it. I got to the point where the first hour is free. Anything after that is $35 an hour, because if you have a professional organizer come to your home, they cost more than that. But usually in an hour, you get at least 4 or 5 centers figured out.
Yeah, you really can. You can
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much do it pretty quickly.
Once
And
practice.
the best way to offer custom kitchen planning is to always demonstrate Modular Mates. Buy one of those centers, one of those sets, so that you can
Get one of them for a discount by having a new person join with you.
Absolutely. You get one of every size. Who's heard of that before? It's amazing.
It's
So you
never
help
happened.
that person. That person will want to organize their kitchen because they're going to sell 500 to get all of those modulars, and then you get it too. So that is an amazing start, and we've got 2 more weeks on that. Am I right?
Yep.
We can still do that and get those. And when you get one of every size, and you're not going to, you notice I have no 5s, but I know somebody who wants a 5. So if I'm showing that 5 and I said, this is huge, you can put 3 bags of marshmallows in here. And you know what? The first person that wants it can take it off my table today. Then they get instant gratification, and I don't have an oval 5 anymore. So there you go. So I think we're done. Any other questions?
Yes. I was wondering where you get the turntables. Is that a Tupperware item, the turntable?
It's one of those specials, just like the mini Rex. They come up from time to time along with the Modular Mates. So you can, they usually offer the complete set. So you have 8 of the large and 8 of the small. So it's all ready for you to just put together.
Okay.
So yes, but that is a seasonal item, and it's always a great surprise when we get them.
All right, great.
Thank you, Shirley. Okay. Any other
Great
questions
job.
tonight? Well, thank you so much. And we did record this. So hopefully you can share it with others. We'll get the link to that, and you can share it with your other team members. And we will we'll keep talking about Modular Mates because we've got a lot to be excited about. Okay.
Yep. And
A question. Could we share the recording with our customers?
Sure.
sure, why not?
That could
Okay.
probably get them excited to have their own kitchens done.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
And
Okay.
Stephanie, when it does come across in the recording, there'll be 2 files, one for the chat and one for the recording. And I'm not sure because I never tried it before, but I wonder if the chat would have all the documents in it that I've uploaded.
Oh, well, we'll have to check that out because that would be excellent for all the consultants that watch it. They can
Yeah.
actually download
There'd be
the
2 files.
things, the files. Perfect. All
And
right.
I've also added in a Word document, it's a gift certificate that you can present to somebody for either a holiday gift or they're your best host this month, and it's 2 hours custom kitchen planning for free, and they redeem it through you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Shirley, did you have a question?
Well, I was trying to and I did download all these files that Ellen put on.
Oh,
Good job.
Good.
I'm so proud of you. You're doing great.
As hard as I thought it would be, I finally got them up, and then you just go through and just click on it, download it, and then save it.
And save it. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Put it in a folder. That's where I found everything because in my on my desktop I have a Tupperware folder, and then custom kitchen planning is a folder inside the folder, and then find everything because you put things there that are part of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good job.
There you go. All
And
right.
make sure you're backing up files somewhere, whether you have a external hard drive, something Google, Dropbox, something.
Dropbox. Mm-hmm.
I've learned from personal experience here the last 2 months. I have everything backed up, thankfully, but I've had computer issues 2 different times now.
It
Oh,
could go
yeah.
away in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It's true. So, thank you,
Stephanie
everyone.
Hall, thank
Yes,
you so much.
my
Yes, thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you,
So
thank
I
you.
stayed focused this time.
you did great. Absolutely great. And
All right.
yeah.
Well, thank
Anyone
you.
else have questions? No questions?
Hey, Stephanie, I have a
Yes.
question.
Uh-huh.
Ellen shared something with me this afternoon. Are you going to go Black Friday shopping and give out catalogs this year?
I'm not going to do it this year. I'm going to have my own in-home Black Friday. And
Oh, that works.
I'm inviting my customers and my neighbors to come. But I'll tell you what, I got a lot of contacts passing
That's
out
actually
those things. Yep, I sure
that's
did.
a good idea.
It
Yeah.
really works because they're just standing in line waiting for the doors to open. Why not browse through a Tupperware brochure? And some of them, sometimes, depending on the weather, I would have a little display in the back of my car. And if they want to take turns coming to see it, somebody hold your place in line while she checks it out and she gets a citrus peeler. I mean, it
That's a good
really,
idea.
it works.
Stephanie, how do you do the Black Friday at your house? Black Friday at your house?
Oh, that's why I take my stock and I have my shelves and tables set up. And I also have the host gifts set up and the new products. So I'm thanking them, giving them a special opportunity to get some things that may now be discontinued. I have set it out. But I'm also telling them about what's new and looking to date parties. So I have my calendar and I'm all set. Do you want to be one of my first hostesses of 2019? Who wants that amazing privilege? Because it is a privilege to be the first one to have me with a brand new catalog. It's awesome. So that's what I do. Whenever I do something in my home, I'm really focused on parties. And of course, recruiting, I always have the full kit, the products from the kit. I keep them in a little basket, and that's the special kit. And then I have the Say Yes offer on a stand so they can see that. So recruiting and dating, and of course, sales are there. So that's what I'm doing this year. I'm staying in. But I love doing that. I got such a kick out of it. And I have some regular customers that I met in line at Target maybe 7 years ago. So it's pretty awesome. It is.
That's cool. All right. Thank you again.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording. And
Thank
then
you so much. Yeah.
you are welcome. That was fun. Thank you, everyone, for participating.